Radio
X.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
Welcome to the Radio X 4 till 7 Johnny Vaughan podcast. I'm Johnny Vaughan.
I'm Gavin Woods.
I'm Sunta Templeton.
We are three people. Welcome to our podcast. What a first week it was, guys.
Yeah. First week.
We had
very exciting.
Rolling Stone banknotes.
We did.
The David Cameron with the pig stuff. We had totalitarian state things, your favourite things.
Vicious Australian animals.
Dinosaurs.
Yes.
Twouncing and also queeting.
Queeting and twouncing.
This is the people at the start of it going, goodbye, Radio X, that's me gone. Sorry, 8 years a listener, bye.
I'm retuning my radio.
I'm retuning the presets now. Right then, I'm not going to pay anymore.
And I'm letting you know about
and
it.
I'm going to take my action man with me. Anyway, we had a few of the twouncers and the queeters. We had the best. We're gonna have the best of Gav's hero of the day. That's coming up.
Yep.
Mums that rock.
Yeah.
Exceptional. We had loads of stuff.
We did.
Well, I tell you what. As a reminder of what we had, here's the podcast.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
There's an article in the Daily Telegraph, which is always my source for rock news, and this is about Keith Richards.
Yeah.
And it's saying, why has Keith become everyone's favourite Stone? Sunta, is he your favourite Stone?
I think he probably is.
Gav?
Keith with two E's
Yeah,
and
Keith.
an F.
What about Gav? What about he saying?
I quite like Ronnie Wood.
Do you?
Yeah, because he's got the most rock and roll hair ever.
He has, hasn't he? He's also got that rock and roll gene where it looks like they might have once lived in a hole near a river
Yes.
and just poked their heads out, all of them, like a whole family of Ronnie Woods just in there.
full head of hair.
Yes.
At the age of 60.
With like Rod Stewart at the back just going, what's going on, Ron? What's going on? Just little Ron and Roddy. Rod and Ron, the two little river creatures. Anyway, it didn't happen. But he was... John Keith Richards said at the end of his new song, he was gigging, and he's finished his song, which is called Cross-Eyed Heart. Do you know what he said at the end?
What?
That's all I got. That's how he concluded, to let the audience know it was over.
Every time I see them playing live, Keith pretty much just joins in when he wants.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't really play.
But he manages to upstage Ronnie all the time.
He does, yeah, because Ronnie's busy doing the job Keith should be doing.
I know. It's actually still one of the things, I know it's awful to say this, but I'm most proud of in life, is we're at the Archival Record Award, I mean the Radio Awards, and I think it's the only one that exists anymore. And I was outside having a cigarette break with Ron and stuff, and Ron missed his award because he was outside having a fag with me.
Oh no!
And but in the papers the next day, and this is you just can't buy publicity like this. It said Ronnie Wood failed to collect his award. The Rolling Stone was led astray by Johnny Vaughan.
What?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
You can retire.
No, you just can retire just to have this to see it there. The Rolling Stone was said to be led astray by Johnny Vaughan. I was thinking, you've made it. There's a good quote here as well about Keith Richards, just to sort of continue on with this, guys, that Mick Jagger's former partner, Jerry Hall, warned their children of the dangers of drugs by asking them if they wanted to grow up to look like Uncle Keith.
Brilliant.
And then they ask, so how did such a reprobate survive 5 decades on the edge to become everybody's favourite Rolling Stone? What I've done is I've devised a system of seeing who the main people in bands are. And it's my new set of notes theory.
It's an algorithm, is it?
No, it's not an algorithm. I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to, Gav, we're not going into my spectrum. But what I can tell you is that at the moment, if we brought out Rolling Stones banknotes, I've got Keith in at the 50.
I would put Charlie on the 50.
Would you?
Because Charlie is the queen mum of the Stones, isn't he?
Yeah, at the moment I've got Charlie on the fiver.
Have you?
Yeah. Okay. No, I was going. But then again, the £20 note is the big utility note these days.
Yeah.
It's true.
So maybe we put
Ronnie Wood there?
Keith on that because it's like the front. I don't know. I've got Ronnie at the moment. I've got Keith on the 50, Mick on the 20, Ronnie on the 10, and Charlie on the 5. Sunta, who are you going for? I'm still putting £50 note Keith.
I'm saying Charlie for the 50.
No, I'm
Why
going
Charlie?
Because he's the senior one, isn't he?
Okay, all right, okay. What about where are you going, Sunta?
I think Keith 50,
Okay,
Ronnie
I vote with that.
Ronnie 20,
Yeah.
You're just going to put Mick on the
Mick
10.
on the 10,
But Mick made all the money for them after they were nearly ruined until Mick actually got them back in line. It says here in the Telegraph.
But
it was all over for them.
but looking at them now, like you say, Mick's not the coolest one anymore, is he?
What are you saying, the fiver? You're going to stick Mick on the fiver?
Mix of
You can have a
five.
pound coin.
Right, you're front of Mick on the pound coin.
Radio
X.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
Who's your favourite weightlifter, Cinta?
Jeff Capes. He came to my
Casey.
school
old
once.
school.
No, it doesn't mean he's a weightlifter. 'Cause he
He's
came
a
to your school.
copper.
He's big.
No, he was a member of the SPG.
Was he?
Yeah, the Special Patrol Group? No, the Senior Play Group.
Yeah.
But he was a member of the SPG. But he's not a weightlifter. He's a shot putter.
Oh.
I'm never quite sure whether... I know shot was like cannonballs. But you know, like discus was a weapon and javelin was a weapon. But it's easy to flee from a man chasing you with a shot.
Not if he's got a good
I'll
aim.
put this at you. No, you can outrun one of those. His range is limited.
Actually, I'm thinking of the hammer because
yeah,
that's got a.
that's a good weapon.
Yeah, yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
saying the shot,
Yeah.
they're missing the cannon, aren't they?
They really are. Yeah.
You know, that's always I always thought it was a bit of an anticlimax. So a guy just throwing cannonballs around. You know, you want to make it effective at the Olympics. So I always think at the javelin event when it comes on, there's always a slight sadness that there is no target. No, it just skids along the grass. You remember when you're at school?
It just belly flops sometimes, doesn't it? It's
You're
not-
at school, you thought, great, javelins, we're going to throw some spears around, yes. And they go...
You want it to go into the ground, don't you?
You know, twanging into a target. But I always think the perfect targets are out there, like men in blazers.
Yeah,
They're never good, are they?
No.
No, just to see one go right through a man in a blazer. No, I'm saying at the Olympics. He's trying to scurry away, but it's got him.
Just with an
Right
arm wound,
through
obviously.
that.
Just an arm wound.
Right, it looks like it's gone right through his pancreas. That's gotta hurt.
X. Radio X.
David Cameron in all sorts of trouble over the weekend because of this Lord Ashcroft unofficial biography. Well, I think it's a bit sneaky of him, really. He's bought lots of Victoria Crosses and stuff. He's quite valiant, but it's like, yeah. He sort of dobbed him in.
He really has. When you mess with a government, don't you get...
I don't know.
Aren't we going to suddenly hear about what he's been up to?
Yeah, right. Yes, I hope you haven't done anything. I hope you haven't got an animal. But I was just thinking that when you read about it, yes, it's shocking because it's David Cameron, right? But substitute the words David and Cameron for Ozzy and Osborne.
Yeah.
Suddenly we're not so shocked.
It's just an afternoon.
It's one rule for everybody, isn't it? It's got to be one rule for everybody. Does he pass what I call the Ozzy Osbourne test?
Right.
I mean, doing the stuff like I've been reading that he did. You know, I mean, this my cousin used to be at this like a rugby club in Worcestershire.
Yeah, you can't even describe
I
what
can't
they
even
did.
describe what that lot got up to. This was just quite a heavy job. In fact, another mate of mine was a member of a rowing club in Derby. You should have seen what they got up to in the rowing club. I mean, it makes Cameron and the boys look tame.
Very tame.
Anyway, let he who is without sin
Yes.
cast the first stone. I know I've done miles worse than that, haven't you?
No.
What do you mean you've worked in kitchens?
That's true.
Oh.
Radio
X.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
Is it time to have a one-party state and abandon government and leave all judicial matters and crime dealt with by a secretive body known as the KVN?
And who's in charge?
Well, we never know that. That's the whole point.
Okay.
But so many of you have responded. We've had a massive response this year. Johnny, this is from Graham W. He said he'd love to don a mask and raise an axe as a state executioner as long as he was given a special van. Thank you very much, Graham. That's lovely. Just tell us how you'd like to be involved in a secretive totalitarian police state right here in Britain. How we could make that work. No, I'd just like to be one of those guys who sort of works on a barrier somewhere.
Yes.
Like some sort of quite frozen border.
But with connections all the way to the top.
Well, it looks like you've got nothing really to do. Sort of looks like it's near Finland and it's all snow and I sort of occasionally turn out, tramp my boots, have a fag, put my warm hat on and then go back in again and just sit in a sort of sentry box looking at state
With a
television.
steaming cup of tea.
Old films on state telly about how brilliant Britain is. What would you do, Sunter, in our state?
I'd like to have one of those memory sticks from Men in Black. So you
A
can wipe
neuralizer.
people's
Okay,
memory.
nice. Like what you're doing. But the state would do that for you just through propaganda. You just wouldn't know what's happening.
Television would do it for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yes. Get in touch with us, 83936. What would you do in a totalitarian state? If Britain became a police state, what would you do? What would you like to do for yourself? What sort of punishment would you mete out to the politically incorrect? Some great things in. Dave in New Malden writes in. He said, I could see myself with a massive box of chisel-headed permanent markers Weightlifters redacting sensitive information contained within state files.
You've got the job, Dave.
Knowing all the secrets, then erasing the evidence. That's the job for me, comrades. Thanks, David Malden. Great stuff, comrade.
He is our Minister of Information.
Well, he might be, but Baz from Dewsbury is competing with him here because Daz says I'd be the guy who reads through everyone's letters and emails, blacking out all the sensitive information. Only I would black out random words to keep the recipient in a permanent state of suspense. A little bit like, of course, Yazarian in Catch-22, one of my favourite ever characters.
That's brilliant.
Anyway, keep those coming in. We've already got the job of Minister of Hair.
That's
He's
right,
in.
yeah.
So please, we're building up a really good police state, but please, no more application for driving jobs. The state has enough drivers now, and we've also
all the Mercedes are used up.
We've also been oversubscribed to interrogation as well. That's gone.
It's very popular. Really, interrogation, isn't it?
Incredibly popular. I've never seen anything like it. It's like a fever. It's not a real jobs board, guys. But we've actually people saying, I'm unemployed. I'd love that. It's not happening. I mean, I'm not forming a police state, and there's no actual jobs to be had. This is like a fantasy league.
Radio X. Radio X.
Sandra, you were mentioning this. What's a dinosaur story? I love a dinosaur story.
There is potentially a new dinosaur that's been discovered in Alaska. It's a hadrosaur, which is a vegetarian duck-billed dinosaur.
Do you know what? They're just full of they are bush.
It had hundreds of teeth.
How big is it?
30 feet long.
Okay.
What?
69 million year old bones.
How much of it have they found?
Doesn't say. It's it's fossils that they found.
No, what you'll find they found is like a toenail or just a bit of toe, and they say, from this, artist's impression of what the dinosaur would have looked like, the Megalopolopolus, which was like Greek surnames.
Well, they just phoned Spielberg's special effects guys.
They do the way
what do you reckon?
Okay, Gav, there is no way you'd have seen a Stegosaurus coming. I mean, not like that.
How do you mean?
I mean, because you'd be too stealthy, Gav.
Yes.
No, I don't mean like that.
Okay.
There's no way if you just found a little bit of Stegosaurus shin, you'd know it had those, those spikes around its head.
On their backs
and all that stuff. Dinosaurs are random. There's no way. Sometimes you see they found like a little bit of toe, or they found a bit of arm, or a tooth. That's one you're talking about. They say they suspect it had thousands of teeth. Because they found two.
Well, maybe they found a jawbone.
They suspect there'll be more.
And it had 1,000 teeth holes in it.
They've never found... You find out they've never found a complete anything. They just lie. They just like, they go, well, the artist's impression, the paleontologist, thinks that this would have definitely ripped up other dinosaurs with massive snarly teeth and big legs.
Do you think they're pushing it, seeing how far they can go before people go, no, really?
Sometimes they get bored and just add wings. They say, there would have been a winged meat eater that came down and swooped on anything that moved. They just lie. Honestly, it's absolutely. They do the same with when they find like skeletons of hominids as well. That's another one. They say, could this be an ancestor to man? We found a bit of pelvis. You think, how'd you know? They don't know, Gav. I've actually interviewed the guy at the Natural History Museum, Christopher Stringer.
Yeah.
And sometimes when he's off the record, he's a bit candid. I've interviewed
and he waves at all the skeletons going, this is all a bit...
We're not
just a bit of fun, really.
No, he didn't quite say that. But you start... I did a show for Radio 4 years ago. I won I don't like to talk about it. It was the first radio show I ever did. I won a Science Writers Award. It's not something I bang on about, but you win a Science Writers Award, you tell people.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I liked about it as well, as opposed to other award nights?
What?
Cash prize.
Really? Cash in a brown envelope.
I can tell you what, I've picked up a few awards over the years. I don't want to boast, you pick up awards, you tell people. But to go up there and actually win $2,000 cash like that.
That's
and
lovely.
Just smile at the camera and just hold up a cheque.
And you're not even paying for the cab home.
No, I don't need... No, exactly right. Just to conclude our dinosaur chit-chat, which we were enjoying immensely, is the other thing is, every time I see a lizard on holiday, which is, you sort of think of like dinosaurs, a reptilian. But the thing is, they take years to think about anything. They just hang out on a wall like that.
They just wait.
And that is the time when obviously we started killing dinosaurs. Well, it's very easy. They might move quite quickly, but then they wait for like 5 minutes.
They're training
and you've got a window just to nail them.
They're training to do David Blaine stunts.
Yeah, they are, yeah. They just say, if you're a lizard, you go there, you rest. Take heartbeat down to 3 a minute. And then by that time, a little monkey's come in, he's got boom, 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 bosh, dead. That's it. That's how the dinosaurs went. They kept waiting at the lights.
X. Radio X.
Just looking in the sun. Q-bed. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Q.
Get down, Slick. Yeah, from now on you are Q. Sorry, I'm referring to the chap who's standing at my left who operates the buttons. Thank you very much, Q. Just looking in the Sun today, page 3, which used to always get a giggle, but doesn't anymore. It's just very nice, just the Beckham family. They've got Live or Let Die. This is about how Daniel Craig is the booziest Bond.
You mean he's portrayed drinking a lot more
I don't know
in
about,
the
he's certainly
films?
driven the most Fords.
He has, yeah.
I don't know if there's a relationship between sort of Ford driving and drinking.
Well, there's the Betty Ford Clinic, isn't there?
There's the Betty Ford Clinic, but sometimes, I obviously I dig Bond, and they are slick and great and everything, but I was just breaking it down the other night, and I was thinking about Bond, and I was thinking, if we take Casino Royale, have a look at that.
The Daniel Craig one.
The Daniel Craig one. Everyone thinks Daniel Craig's the saviour of it, but I was suddenly looking at it, thinking, Britain might be being stitched up by someone here. Look at that one, yeah? He's not very good at cards. He's certainly a hopeless judge of women. I mean, he ends up drowning one in a house in Venice. I mean, that doesn't happen often.
It's careless, yeah.
It's careless, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've all had careless stag nights and things. But, he's fooled by that. He has to borrow money off the Americans to carry on playing Texas Hold'em, which he's rubbish at, it turns out.
Yes.
So that's the first one. Yeah, that's that done. Okay, now we go to the second one, right, Sunto?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's unable, for some reason, he wants to save Peru from drought.
Okay.
This doesn't strike me as particularly frontline MI6 kind of stuff.
No.
I mean, that's not why I pay tax. So, I mean, all respect to the Peruvians.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, I don't particularly think, I hope to God there's an agent out there making sure there's no baddie starving a designer hotel, which he trashes.
That's right.
Incidentally. So that's the second one. So that's rubbish. He can't even irrigate Peru.
No.
Or survive a designer,
Lazy
a
man.
boutique hotel. Yeah? Third one, you got the head of MI6, Judi Dench. Okay. All you got to do is get a pensioner to Scotland. Or you just got to hide her somewhere in Britain. What does he do? He gets in a DB5.
Yes.
The most conspicuous car.
No, you want a Rover, don't you?
You want a Rover or something. I don't know. Even that's quite standouty. I mean, I'm thinking just get a National Express.
You want to take her in a Rover to Eastbourne and you're fine.
Yeah, take her in a Rover to Eastbourne, son.
Travel suites on the back.
What I was going to say, Gav, is that if you think about that last episode, he drives all the way up to Scotland in an Aston Martin. So is it the DB5 or DB6? DB5.
I don't know.
And he's going up there. That car's, I don't know, it's about £500,000 of the car. And let's face it, everyone knows James Bond's got one.
That's true.
He's driving by it's James Bond. It must be. He's going, I know. He's going, hey, it's a silver one. It's got it's JB007 on the reg.
He's the only spy in the world who introduces himself by his own name
exactly
as well.
Right. The name's Bond, James Bond. I'm kind of well known. Yeah. Oh, the spy! Oh, God. Anyway. So he arrives there, then the head of MI6, he's got the head of MI6 there, yeah? He's gone to his own house. Places where spies should not hide the MI6 leader. One, your own gaff.
Yes.
So he goes up to Scotland where it's really lonely. It's not like they can hide anywhere.
No, it's quite easy to attack.
Yeah, really. Well, it turns out it is. I'll tell you why, it's easy to attack because the head of MI6 doesn't think not to turn a torch on. So they walk to this chapel. Okay, things you shouldn't do when fleeing baddies.
That's right.
One, turn a torch on if you're the only people on a hillside.
In open ground.
Yeah, on a highland. It's just one torch. And what's she looking at? Well, she's got a torch on the ground. What's going to spring forth? Thistles. I can tell you now, there's nothing. What, the flower of Scotland?
Yeah.
I've bought you a lovely bouquet, love, of thistles. Anyway, my point is, I just hope in this next Bond film, he comes home with a result. Because at the moment, he's 0 for 3.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X. Radio X.
Thank you very much already for all your texts. You're really warming up for the show. There's a few, and tweets, there's a few something I find hilarious.
What, how's my driving tweets?
Yeah, how's my driving? Yeah, people just tweet in. No one ever tweets in, those tweets where no one tweets in to say, no one ever calls in to go, no, he's a really good driver. He's really driving well. You move really well. He's fantastic. I thought I'd call this number up just to say I think he's a really
outstanding
good...
driver.
Outstanding van driver. Very sympathetic. And actually passed me some water at the lights. It doesn't happen. At the moment, we've got a few idiots, who are what I call the twouncers. That's flouncing on Twitter. Right, that's it, I'm going. And it's like, if you imagine we've got an audience out there of, like, I don't know, 1 million out there. Imagine there's a gig that's that big and there's two people, about 5 or 6 people in the crowd just go, right, that's it, we're leaving. They're not playing their greatest hits. We're going. It's pathetic. Honestly. All right. Oh, we're going to change it all back then. Oh, no, forget the rebrand. Forget everything. Forget it. Because Katie from Birmingham is trouncing. Right, that's it. I'm going. You can have your radio station without me. Pathetic. Goodbye. to Winnie _80, who unfortunately he's trounced.
Oh, has he?
He's trouncing off as a listener. Right, that's it. I'm redoing my presets. But I'm going to say, Winnie, cracking looking bulldog, sticking its head through a cat flap. I'm a bulldog owner. I just always love it.
You've only had bulldogs.
I've only ever had bulldogs. The sight of Winnie _80's bulldog's head wedged in that cat flap
has made you really happy.
It just fills it brilliantly.
A beautiful dog.
Oh man! I just want to know, Winnie, before you tounce, did it get through there? It's like halfway through a mystery. Before you leave us, matey. Sorry, not matey. But did it get through the cat flap? Did the bulldog get through the cat flap? Which sort of sounds like a go code. The bulldog is through the cat flap. Repeat. The bulldog is go, 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 go.
Radio X. Radio X.
I got a text in from Mikey, a friend of mine in Manchester, who's enjoying this show in FM.
Okay.
Because he's got such a, as he describes it, a old Astra.
Okay, a rubbish old Astra.
Yeah. It's a load of... And he says that. So there must be loads of people enjoying the show in FM. So if you are keeping it real...
In stereophonic.
I've got some stereo coming at you. Do you really want to... Just crank your volume up. Make sure your balance is at central and you're faded from front to back. Because I'm giving you a 4-speaker
And leave a few metres between yourselves on the motorway.
Yes, really do. Because you're going to get some stereo coming at you now. Okay, this is stereo. We forget sometimes the miracle of stereo, and the stereo revolution. But I'm at the forefront of the stereo revolution. When I touch this, it's going to happen, right? I'm pointing to a button, not a man. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? This is for all you stereo heads out here. Here we go. A good name for a band. Here we go.
You are listening in stereo. Radio XXXXXXXXX in stereo. With Johnny Vaughan.
Yeah.
Gavin Wood. Sunta Templeton. Stereo.
Come on, that was a stereo hit.
I'm feeling queasy.
I'm energized.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Got a massive tune coming up for you in a second. From actually after this. Well, after 2 tunes. It's from my favourite ever album. Just about. Not quite. If I sound indecisive, it's because I just Si, I thanked you for that cup of tea. And I did it because it was so disgusting. I thought I've got to actually thank him because I don't want to show what have you done to it. No, we've all independently tasted this. It tastes of fish.
It does.
How do you make a cup of tea taste of fish?
I don't know. I don't know what's gone wrong.
Well, no, a lot's gone wrong because it's tea bag, milk, and sugar. To manage to get fish in there, that's an achievement.
It's a prawn. It's shellfish.
It is as well, isn't it?
It's like a prawn.
The aftertaste.
No, it's not. It's the smell. It's just everything about it is.
It's sweet
It's horrible.
fish.
It actually smells going near it. It's like a fishy pot noodle. Aha! Maybe someone drunk in that cup before.
Yeah.
Because it's very much a pot noodle culture here.
It is, yeah.
Isn't it? It is.
X. This is Radio X.
We're looking at your workplace cover-ups. Cock-up, cover-up, consequence.
Yeah.
I just had a beauty in from a postman.
Go on.
Hi, Johnny and team. I'm a postman, and sometimes I post the wrong letters through the wrong letterbox.
Yeah.
When the customer comes out to complain about it, I say, sorry, I've just been attacked by a group of dogs. They then feel sorry for me and don't bother having a go.
Excellent.
And then he's put #suckers. That's Adrian the postie. Thank you very much, Adrian, for getting involved. We did try and call you for a full account of that. Thing is, if you look at the stats every year, the most vicious dog currently in Britain is the Dachshund. The miniature Dachshund is top of the tree.
What, bite to bark ratio?
That's the apex predator.
Is it?
Yeah. When it comes to, put it this way, when it comes to miniature Dachshund, Postman is on his menu. They'll take them on. They don't care.
That's brilliant.
Yes, I was thinking that if Adrian the postie is using dogs as a sort of to facilitate a cock-up cover-up.
Yeah.
I never thought they were using dogs as part of a
Animals,
strategy.
yeah.
Yes.
It's perfect.
You always just think, oh, poor posties, they get attacked a lot by dogs. It's not. It's a strategy.
Of course it is.
It's a workplace cover-up strategy.
They should wear rhino hide trousers.
Yes.
If they're worried about dog
Yeah, they
bites.
should do.
Yeah.
Proper dog like those big, thick dog hands.
Yeah, they're like those training attack suits.
Yes. Yeah, what they look? They look like the whatever he's called, the Lion Man from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, really arms and legs can hardly move.
Run. Yeah, it just shows a dog can take out an enormous man, like a sort of a wicker man, moving at 2 miles an hour.
Put them on segways, cover them in sponge.
I know. I was doing a yeah, right. Stick them on segways, cover them in sponge. That's the way
That's
forward.
the postman uniform
That's
for the
way
future.
forward.
Yeah.
That's exactly the way forward. It is, isn't it? Yeah. And also, give them some chews to throw.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
what's it called? Countermeasures.
Yeah, like a jet fighter when it puts out.
They just need countermeasures.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Bridge has been declared a sport. In which case, what isn't?
What isn't a sport?
Yeah.
What, not stepping on
I
the
mean,
cracks?
my granny used to play it a lot. Yeah.
Bridge.
And bridge. And it didn't look like a sport with her and her mates. When she hit 86, that wasn't sport.
She was ruthless, though.
No,
right?
I mean, it might have been a little bit of argy-bargy when the bickies came round at half-time. That's about it. Like so,
Was she the Diego Costa of bridge?
Yeah, she was, yeah. You want sport, throw in one custard cream. Anyway,
So what have we had?
Kev from Bristol, he's just won at the sport of getting his petrol pump to stop at exactly 40 quid.
Oh.
Go on, Kev.
Brilliant.
Get in there. Nige, is it Tavistock?
I think so, yeah.
From Tavistock. He's just won getting the Ribena straw in his carton without having a gusher whilst at the traffic lights.
Okay, so he wasn't moving.
No, he wasn't moving. Of course he wasn't. But he says, no sticky wheel for me. Well, victory. Do you remember earlier I had Kev from Bristol saying he's just won at the sport of getting his petrol pump to stop at exactly £40?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I've got a caller on the line now who reckons he hasn't won at all.
Johnny,
Hello?
hi, how you doing?
All right, matey, what's your name, please?
Nick.
Hi, Nick, how are you?
Good, very good, sir. You?
Yeah, good, yeah. Welcome to Radio X. You're our first ever caller. It's nice to have you through to us.
Cool.
I don't know, it just feels fresher somehow. The first caller through these headphones. The first. Okay, now Kev from Bristol says he's just won at the sport of getting his petrol pump to stop at exactly 40 quid. Nick, why is this not such a victory?
Well, I think that's a bit of a amateur move on Kev's behalf.
You're right.
Aim for £40 and 2 or 3 pence.
Why'd you
And
go
then,
for that? Why'd you do that?
Well, go into the cashier, £40.02 on the register. Say, look, sorry, mate, I've only got 2 20s. Calls it 40 quid.
There we go. You've just given it to the man.
And you've just destroyed the
right.
petrol industry.
Really?
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Every day, the woodsman Gavin Woods serves up another hero to the listeners of England. But what hero are the listeners of this gentle nation going to hear about today? Woodsman! Do you know, I suddenly did that. I went a bit William Shatner.
You did, you really
For
did.
some reason, they do not know what is happening. For how long, Mr. Spock? For how long? It's life, but we do not know how you get there, please. He splits up his sentences so that they occur randomly. Sorry. He also, to do a good William Shatner, Gav, just repeat yourself. Hence, for how long, Mr. Spock? For how long? That's it, he's just got that. It's time
Robert
to hear
De Niro does that. Robert De Niro does that.
Does he?
What did I tell you?
What did I tell you? Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, yeah.
He always
Jimmy, 2
repeats
times.
it, yeah.
Okay, who's today's hero?
Today we've got the most dangerous ant in the world.
The most dangerous ant.
Yes,
I'm fascinated with ants. What is it?
it's called the bulldog ant.
It's Australian, mate. I'll
From
tell you
Australia,
what.
yeah. And,
yeah.
It's
Because everything there is more
it's found in
dangerous.
coastal regions, and
Is it?
in attack, it uses its sting and its jaws simultaneously.
Oh, get out of here.
As
mate.
well as that, Johnny, there's been at least 3 human fatalities since
What,
1936.
actual fatalities, mate.
Deaths. The
yeah.
latest, a Victorian farmer in 1988. Now, when I read that, I
Well, it
thought,
took him
how can
out.
it be how can it? But he's from Victoria, not
Okay.
from the Victorian period.
Yes, I was going to say, yeah. It's very so different, isn't it?
The bulldog earned its name because of its. The bulldog ant earned its name because of its ferocity and determination during an attack.
That's ferocious and
It's
determined.
extremely aggressive and shows no fear of humans. It stings multiple times and bites at the same time.
Oh, man.
And on a few occasions, it's been known to kill adults within 15 minutes. So you don't even make it to the phone.
No, you won't make it to the phone, mate. And you need a flying doctor to come in. He's not going to make the
That's
flight
right.
there, mate.
Yeah,
I've got to tell
yeah,
you.
yeah.
What is it about Australia, though, that's just... It's because it's just a sun-baked brick of sand.
Yeah.
And basically, to survive there, you've got to really kick ass.
It's also an island of evolution, isn't
Yes.
it? So crazy things
Yes, a crazy
develop there.
Yeah, things like they'll talk about things like they'll just show you things that in Britain then that You don't worry about them. Like a daffodil. In Australia, you'll hear, oh, no, mate, that's called the fierce flower.
Yeah.
Don't go near those, mate. It's like, it's 10 times deadlier than a black mamba.
Yeah, it's called the nightmare flower.
The nightmare flower. Well, you look at like a humble aphid.
Yeah.
It'll say, no, mate, that's the red aphid. But I have noticed, I don't know, you can play this game at home. Here's something you can try at home. All you got to do, I realised, is...
It's a bit like the Australian name game, isn't it?
It's the Australian name game, but it's a bit like Mexican handbags. Another game we'll be playing sometime, but let's not distract ourselves.
Yeah.
If you had any Australian place name and then put a colour after it, it just sounds like something deadly. Hence, the old Brisbane yellow. It doesn't matter.
The old Darwin blue.
Came across a Darwin blue, got him. Gav, yesterday we were playing our new Australian word game, which was all you had to do was put literally an Australian place name
and a colour.
With a colour, and you can't something vicious.
Yeah.
Like a Perth purple.
That's right, yeah.
Hey, leave those alone, mate. Christ, they'll bite you dead inside a minute.
Yeah.
Which is a slightly key with you. Well, today I've got a new one for you.
Go on.
I found out that to create a new, hybrid, more vicious animal that we don't know of, you need Aussie place name.
Yep.
Or the word Tasman, which always makes everything deadly. Just slinging the word Tasman around any animal, basically it'll kill you. But what I've got here, you go Australian place name, shellfish, insect, hence the Perth crab fly. Oh, yeah, mate. You got the Cairn lobster spider. Oh, that'll kill you, mate. The Melbourne prawn wasp.
Yeah, they go straight for your face, those things.
The prawn wasp will come in, mate. It'll just burrow in under your skin. What you got to be wary of with your Melbourne prawn wasp is that it lays its eggs under your skin.
In your eye.
in your ears while you're asleep.
Yeah,
and they
mate.
literally, the young then feed on your brain.
Oh, no.
I'm telling you, mate, you don't want to get... It's the same with the lobster spider. It gets in, but it can't get out of the orifice.
Even though it tries.
It tries hard.
D-O-X. Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
I was just in the kitchenette. It's not a word I like, but then again, that's not a kitchen I like. So I'm calling it a kitchenette. It's not good. Conditions in there are not good. It's not as bad as where Gavin and I worked previously.
No.
Where basically everything was just kept in the dishwasher.
Yeah, you needed a hazmat suit.
You really did. It was, but here's cleaner. Anyway, because there's clean mugs and stuff. But I went in there and the water filter tap has broken. The filtered water is broken. So I was in there struggling with a glass, just trying to do it. And someone came in. Always it's someone from tech, IT or whatever. Comes and goes, "Oh no, mate, you lift that, and then you just twist, and then you just shove the button underneath, like that." I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, lift that, lift. That.
Yeah.
That.
Now
like it's
push it.
obvious.
Yeah.
Now push that. That. And then they push you aside. Anyway, I got the knack. Boom. Yeah, I got the knack. See where this is going. But then I suddenly realised, just before I left home, I was trying to get the dishwasher to work, and the catch has broken on my dishwasher. So to get that, and it now turns one of the buttons off. So to get that going, I've got to sort of pull the bottom out with my foot as I lift. No, I have to use my toe just to bring the bottom of the dishwasher to lift it a bit.
It's a 3-limb operation.
No, it's a 3-limb operation because the veneer, the bit of wood on the dishwasher door, that slipped down. So unless I lift that with my foot, I can't actually open or shut the dishwasher. So I've got to lift that with my foot a little bit, and then lift it at the top so it goes over the catch, and then bang, so it doesn't destroy everything in there. But
it's become a modern inconvenience.
Yeah, it really has. But the point is, it's a knack.
Yeah.
Now, I'm selling my house at the moment, and I found when I was showing the estate agent round, the amount of knacks in the house. It starts to sound really silly. When you get to the heater...
Stand on one leg.
Yeah, I tell you what, heating at holiday cottages, that's always the one that's showing. Now, if you do want a bath at 2, turn that on at 12.
Yes.
But if you're gonna spend the afternoon out,
I'm going to come in while you're not there and turn it off.
Because that wears electricity, and we will turn that off. If there's 2 of you showering at once, you might need the extra immersion heater. That means you've got to go up this ladder, and you just go into the little button in the stairs, and you just press that button, and that'll give you another boiler.
Unless there's a blue light on.
Yeah, if the blue light's on, you don't have to bother, because that means it's working through the central system, but that means your radiators are off. Jiggle that round. Now, the timer occasionally just packs up. It resets itself. You always get that.
Yeah.
When it does reset itself, press that button there, lean on the boiler.
Hold it in.
And you'll find a hammer under the sink. You just hit it.
Whack it,
Yeah, right. But please, do get in touch with us. The knacks that enable life.
Radio X. Radio X.
Well, we've got Chris in Manchester. He's got a knack. Chris, are you there?
Hello.
Afternoon, Chris. How are you?
Very well, thanks, Johnny.
Okay. Are you listening on FM or digital?
I'm on digital.
Okay. It's just because FM, for Manchester, that's what it stands for. Okay, here we go. Tell us about your cat, Senna, because this is a great life technique. It's a great strategy.
Yeah. Well, he's got one of these magnetic cat flaps, the ones where it activates with a chip in his neck, so other cats can't get in.
Yep.
It's quite a vicious kind of closure on it. So
hang on, wait a second. What do you mean a vicious? Wait a second. That's a great
closes
name.
itself.
It's a great name for an album, though. Vicious Closure. but tell us about from the band Cat Flap. Yeah. I like their new album Vicious Closure by Cat Flap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, if he's not careful, before he got used to it, it used to slam shot on his tail and trap his tail,
no, you don't want that.
which wasn't very good for him. But
No, it's not.
He's managed to figure out a knack of going through the cat flap on the way out, holding it open with his back leg, and then curling his tail towards him, and then sort of just managing to lower it back down with his back foot so that he can get down.
Clap it in, please.
Brilliant.
Clap it in.
Brilliant.
Because that's a cat with a knack.
Johnny Vaughan.
Radio
X.
Radio X.
We just say our congratulations on to Peter Stringfellow, just become a dad again at the age of 74.
Has he really? Did you make that up, or is that
No,
real?
it's in the papers today.
Wow.
He's become a dad again. The strip club boss. I was doing the DVD extras for Juice Bigelow, European Gigolo, and it's part of the extras. There's myself and Rob Schneider, and we were having to audition someone to be the window cleaner in Amsterdam, cleaning windows. So there's a pane of glass. So we did the auditions at Stringfellows
Right.
with Peter.
Okay.
But Rob, I've known for quite a few years, he was like, but how do we know how to do this? And I go, it doesn't matter, we've got Stringy. He's going to know.
He'll know.
He will know. Anyway, later on, we did, and Stringy just did know.
I bet he did.
And round, and a bit more down to the right. He knew, it was to him, it was like another day
Matter
off.
of fact and
Anyway.
confident, yeah.
Anyway, here's the fact. It's a bit later on. It's a bit naughty of me to tell this. But a bit later on, we went for something to eat. And Peter's, she's now his wife, who's gorgeous, Bella, started kissing him on the ear while I was just engaging in conversation with him. and he went, ah!
Well, you got a fright.
And I was thinking, well, what's that? And he indicated other ear to her. I was thinking, that's a bit odd. Anyway, as we're going downstairs to restart part 2, I looked at the ear she'd been licking. He had a massive great hearing aid in there.
Oh, no.
I just don't know how a woman feels as she licks a man's ear and just tongue hits hearing aid. But the thing is,
so awful.
But what I did notice, and this is a key date. I'm not saying you know if your boyfriend's too old for you when.
I think you're creating traffic incidents now.
He doesn't like you licking his hearing aid. But I'll tell you this. This is a significant thing. Is. You know, there's a colour chart for, like, hearing aids.
Is there?
Yeah, I think he went for, like, olive skin 2.
Right.
Like sort of slightly into the Asian range.
Okay.
Because he didn't have a pink one.
Okay.
He actually had a brown hearing aid.
What, because he had a suntan?
Yes, because he's got a permatan.
Right, yeah,
He
brilliant.
qualifies as being Latino, or from, like, an Arab country, but he qualifies. But the way he went like that, I mean, it must have sounded like a moth was eating his brain.
That's
the way
right,
she went
really
in there,
loud,
you know,
yeah.
Radio X.
Radio X.
I've got something to tell you all. This isn't really a radio show tonight. It's an experiment. Now. Christ, how much longer was I going to have to fanny about doing that? Honestly, that was ages. I mean, what do you think I was looking for? I wasn't with that weird voice just because I've gone weird, was I? Sorry, it's the producer. I'll be going, because it's weird? Let's start again, and this time let's get into it right when I get into it. Sorry, I'm going to get through this. Okay, it's the other side. There's two sides. Two guys named Si. Huh. Okay. Because today you're not so much listening to a radio show now as taking part in an experiment. You see, that's
how it goes, Simon, yes.
We went through it as well. I even said I'll do the button. God, man alive. Telepathic game gets right answer. A telepathic game has been conducted over the internet by 5 pairs of players a mile apart.
Oh.
It is thought to be the first study to show a telepathic link based on nerve impulses, letting one person guess what is on another's mind. Get this, 72% success. So that's telepathy.
That is
And
more
that's
than you'd
above the notch.
expect,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is, yeah.
What is it supposed to be, half and half,
Yeah.
is it?
Circle or square?
Yeah.
What is it? It's not that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, tonight we're going to conduct an experiment here. We're not going to use an electrode cap that records brain activity. Obviously, we've got that kind of kit knocking around here. Wouldn't surprise me in the studio.
I have a lease on one, but I don't own it
Do
outright.
you? Hey, someone's been watching Fletch. Hey! Okay, you ready? Here's the object, guys. Please, at home, guess what we're looking at. I've just always wanted to do one of these. I know some French people did it in the 70s, but that's about where I'm at.
So we're all going to stare at a thing.
Okay, we're all staring at a thing. Not you, Si, because you've now lost the right to be telepathic.
You're not allowed.
Yeah, because you've already shown. Even when I'm cueing you, you don't know what's going on. Okay, here we go. What are we now looking at? Don't look at it on the webcam, obviously. What am I now staring at? Okay, I'm going to flash this out to you now. You ready?
Okay, guys, concentrate.
Okay.
We are really looking at it now. Really concentrate, okay?
Great, Yuri Gellicap. Go on, do more.
We're staring at a picture. You guys out there in your cars really try to imagine what we are looking at.
God, that's immense. Okay, here we go. I'm staring at it now. I'm going to beam it at you now. You ready?
Beam.
Okay. Start texting, please, now on... thank you very much.
83936. I knew you were going to
83936.
say that.
I knew you were going to know I was going to say that. 83936. 83936. Or tweet at Radio X. What are we staring at? Please, let's try and do this. We're going to try and beat 72%. In a second, Sunta is the answer.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
We've had some suggestions on our telepathic... we've got telepathy night here. Sunta, Gavin and I are staring at an image right now. I'm staring at that now. Let's think again, guys. Let's put our heads up against microphones. Think. There we go. No, because that might be another weird thing.
We were actually all doing
That's
it.
weird. Okay, I know. Okay, Colin from Manchester says, is it a hammer? No. It's a banana. No, it's not, but inside my brain, it's going bananas. Elmer the elephant is what you're looking at. Sorry, Ricky on 40, it's not. Is it a unicorn or an avocado? No, it's not, Ollie from Cliff's End. Was it a pencil? Do I win £5? Says Dobbo. No. Carrot, peach, red car, grapefruit, melon. Is it Bruce Forsyth's chin? Says Gemma on Lee. No, God love you.
I've got, is it a monkey on a bike from Stephen Evans?
No. Are you all staring at a picture of a cat with a knack? No. We met one of those earlier in the week, Adam. Thank you very much. Already you've got into the culture of the show. Are you staring at the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Billy in Didcot says, no, you fool.
X.
This is Radio X.
It's time for... Oh, yeah. Mum's a rock! For Mum's About to Rock! For Mum's About to Rock, we salute you. Friday is the day we look at mums that rock and see if they're entitled for the accolade. Your mum rocks. Sunta, does your mum rock? Wait.
No.
Sunta, does your mum rock?
Yes, very much so.
Does she? How does she rock?
She rocks. She went to see the Rolling Stones in Hyde Park in 1969.
Was she at that
Wow.
gig?
Was that gig?
Wow.
Is that the one they
no.
did for Brian?
Yes, she's fully. Yes, she's fully. She's fully rocking. Well, they sort of did it because they missed out on Woodstock and they're a bit
That's
jealous about
right,
it. Go
yeah,
on.
Yeah. She's into kind of like really cool music. She now lives in Corfu, where she, just
Does she live in
hangs out
Corfu?
rocking on a daily basis.
The cheeriest words a man can say. I'm about to say them. My ex-mother-in-law lives in Corfu. Whereabouts does she live? Not my ex-mother-in-law. I know where she lives. I'll try and forget. But where does yours live?
The north of the island, and near Akaravi.
Oh, I know, up near Cassiope.
Yeah.
Do you know, on that road, one of the funnest... Sorry, just to stop a second. On that road, one of the funnest things I've heard to a Scouser has ever happened. The Scouse cleaner used to be at my ex-mother-in-law's house.
Right.
Yeah, she managed to get a Scouser.
Yeah.
Possibly, what's unusual is she managed to get a Scouse cleaner who managed to find herself a Greek bloke who was called Machi.
No.
I couldn't believe it. She goes, you got to meet Machi? I'm thinking I'm definitely meeting a Scouser. He's going, how you doing? It's Machi. I come to help out with the garden, isn't he? I'm thinking, wow. Anyway, Kath, who's a Scouser, they pulled over on that road between Cassiope and
Akaravi.
There was a car in the ditch, and Kath has got out to go and check that all right.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know who's inside there. Yeah.
Right.
And she shouted down to this car that's on its side in the ditch. She's got 4 people in it. She's gone, "Are you right in there?" And this voice came out, just went, "Sound."
Other Scousers.
It was a car full of Scousers. Everyone's just gone, "You're right in there." Sound. From out the ditch at night. Anyway, back to. So your mum fully rocks?
My mum fully rocks, yeah.
Have you ever had to tell her to turn the music down?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, come on, I've got homework to do, Mum.
No.
Knock it off.
Oh, awesome. Mum, turn that round down. Okay, text in 83936 or tweet us at Radio X.
Radio
X.
Johnny Vaughan.
Radio X. That rocking bed underneath me suggests one thing. It sounds odd, I know. For Mum's about to rock! For Mum's about to rock, we salute you. Just a few minutes ago, I asked you, does your mum rock? Well, we had a reply. Sorry, that well was really cheesy. Well, it was like Simon Bates doing our tune back in the day.
Oh.
Soon, Craig got used to his lack of a head. And so did Sandra as she kissed his neck. Okay, here we go. Back up. We've got Olivia on the line. Olivia, are you there?
I'm here. Hello.
Hi. Good afternoon, Olivia. Sorry, good evening, Olivia. How are you?
Yeah, wow. How are you?
Yeah, really perky. I've really enjoyed my first week here at Radio X. It's a really new studio, and now we're just all building up to hear about a rockin' mama. So, tell me about your mum. She's called Danielle, I know, because that was in your message.
She is, yeah.
Why does your mum, Danielle, rock?
Well, many reasons, but I guess mainly live gigs. She took me as a kid to many of my first live shows.
Like what? What did you go to see? I love it when someone's...
Namely, Paul Weller, which I've probably been to about 20 plus gigs.
Oh,
since I was around 5.
Have you? I used to go and see the Jam years ago, so I was lucky to see him about 3 or 4 times.
She did as well.
Did she?
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
What does she look like? She's never been to Leicester, has she? Hang out at Granby Halls. Okay. But the way you're laughing suggests anything could have happened. Hey, that's my mum. Okay, your mama. How else does she rock? Does she still rock?
Oh god, yeah. She's more of a party animal than me.
Is she?
All my friends here are at festivals more than me. She's out later than me.
She's out late. So when your mum comes in, are you ever kind of waiting for your mum to get home? And
that happens a lot.
What you have a kind of what time do you call this situation?
Like, Mum, what are you doing? Where are you?
Really?
She's just out.
And what does your mum? What normally does your mum answer? I rock, so you don't have to. What does she say? What does she say?
Exactly.
Is that what she says?
Just out. Yeah.
Olivia, on the other line, we're now going to meet your mum, Danielle, because she's right there. Danielle, are you there?
I am.
Hi, Danielle.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, really perky. Is Olivia right? Sometimes you come home and she asks you where...
Absolutely.
What? She asks you where you've been?
She's normally with me, to be fair. She's
faded down a bit, has it? Turns out it's daughters that rock. Okay. And what's it?
Mum and daughters that rock.
What would be your perfect rocking night out at the moment when you're rocking it? What would you be doing?
Oh, just like to see new bands, really.
Okay. And what was the last?
Old bands.
Okay. What was the last band you were really impressed by?
The last band I went to see was called Autobahn, and they were absolutely rocking.
Autobahn?
Good band.
Yes, Autobahn.
Yes.
Okay.
Check them out.
Okay,
New band from Leeds.
You're really on the new band thing.
Excellent.
Check them out. Check them out, Volney. New band from Leeds. You're right. You're all over that, Daniel, aren't you, love?
Essex.
Of course you are. Essex. Yeah. Like you had to say. Guess where I'm from? I wouldn't have a clue, love. All right. Listen, Olivia, thank you so much for calling in. Danielle, I think we're going to say that Olivia, your mum rocks. For Mum's about to rock. We salute you.
D-O-X. Johnny Vaughan.
Just to say, at the end of our telepathy, I was staring at a blue anchor.
And it is a blue
anchor.
yeah.
Someone says the Blue Peter logo.
Blue Peter badge came closest.
And we had someone else who actually got it bang on. But it's just because they said, is it a blue anchor on a white background with a red glasses case? And I started thinking, you're looking at us from somewhere.
Radio X.
Radio X.
That was the 4 till 7 Johnny Vaughan podcast. Hope you enjoyed that. What a week it was.
Yeah, first week of Radio X.
I hope you like the story that they even got the story about Kath, my ex-mother-in-law's cleaner in Greece, which is one of my favourite stories of all time. I hope you like that at the end. I thought it was a real quality touch. It's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
It's the most unlikely thing I've ever heard of.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.